Hey everyone, it's Vicki Williams, Tennessee State Broker at Epic Realty, and every Friday I do a Let's Level Up interview call with one of our top producing agents or team leaders around the country here at Epic. And today I'm super honored to have my friend and fellow broker colleague, Cesar Tobar, on the call from Nevada. Hi, Cesar. Thank you for being on the call today.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. The honor is mine. Thank you.
No, thank you. Well, I know you're super busy, so to carve out time out of your day to pour into agents, that's what we do as leaders at Epic. It's my favorite part of being a leader at Epic, and I know it is yours too. You have a passion for creating, producing agents and helping them reach whatever their goals are. That's what we're talking about today. We're going to ask you to open your playbook and share your secret sauce with us. But before we do that, could you just briefly introduce yourself? Tell us how long you've been in real estate and a little bit about your background.
Okay, my name is Cesar Tobar. I am the Nevada State Broker. I've been in the business for about 20 years. And real estate, it just fell on my lap one day, and I haven't looked back. I loved it. It's something that I could never say that I want to do anything else at this point. I love helping our agents. I love helping grow new agents. And even us old dinosaurs need help sometimes too. So I love that as well. The leadership that we have here at Epic, we all help each other out. So I think it's great.
Thank you, Caesar. Yes. So we're going to just jump right into it. Okay. We're going to ask a lot of questions. We're going to get a lot of knowledge, take some notes, and then be sure to do the second part, which is implement what you learn. Whatever you learn today, implement it in your business. That's where you're going to see the results, is in the action, right? So, Caesar, everyone sees the title state broker, but they don't always see the grind behind it. So what did your business look like before things really clicked and you elevated to this level of leadership? What changed in your business that made you take this direction as well?
Well, I think the number one thing was not having enough transactions, right? I think that's what changes in within us wanting more. And I would say being in the business for about 3 or 4 years, and I started in 2006. So right after the big boom was the big crash. So we had to redevelop ourselves. We had to reinvent ourselves, basically what it was, and start from there. And I think that's probably the most important thing is remember what we did, remember how we got here, and then try to do something different for our clients. So at the very beginning, I was selling homes. Then I was trying to save those homes. So it was an interesting time that actually helped me create the realtor that I am today.
And then you transitioned into being a state broker, something that did that also just kind of fall in your lap, or how did that happen?
So it's funny that yeah, it did. I was the broker, and I really, in honest truth, I wanted to become a broker because I didn't want to pay my broker, right? I didn't want to pay the broker that I had. I was like, I want to keep most of my money, if not all my money. So I went to, I went to go speak to my broker, my broker at the time, and I told him, I said, hey, I want to get my broker's license. And he says, why would you want to do something crazy like that? And I said, well, because I don't want to pay anymore. And he said, okay, let's help you out. Let's do whatever. And I will tell you guys, 20 years later, my broker is still my mentor and is actually here with me. He actually dissolved his company to come with me. So I still have my mentor. I still have my original broker that I had, and we are partners on our property management side of things. So I still go to him. I still, obviously, he's been in the business probably 10 years longer than I have. So I still have questions. I mean, we all should be on the learning platform all the time. We all want to learn. We all want to keep going. And yeah, so that's, I still have him here. So yes.
That's great.
That's
So
awesome.
a lot of agents feel busy, right? A lot of agents on this call may feel busy, but they're broke, right? Some of you, maybe most of us. Uh, if you had to diagnose, Caesar, the number one mistake you see agents making that keep them stuck at three, four, five deals a year, what is it?
Waiting for the deals to come to you. We have to be.
Ooh, that's the mic drop right there. See that? Waiting for the deal to come to you. Okay. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. I'm sure as we go through this call, you're going to hear more about that and some other roadblocks that we have in the real estate industry. So now let's talk to the agent who's overwhelmed and spinning. Their business is running them. They're not running their business, right? If someone had 90 minutes a day, an hour and a half to work on their business, what would you tell them to focus on and what should they stop doing?
Well, first of all, stop doing, right? Stop doing what we're not supposed to be doing. Is a lot of us we have free time and we think the calls are going to come in, the buyer's going to come in, the seller's going to come in, so we probably just scroll. We scroll to see what others are doing, but we never actually take action and do for ourselves. I would say if you have 90 minutes, and I always ask my agents, how much time, especially the agents that come that are still have a W-2 job, how much time can you give into your business? And I never say into real estate, into my business, into your business, because as soon as we become realtors, it's our business. So I always ask, how much time can you give to your business? If they tell me an hour, they tell me an hour and a half, they tell me 2 hours, that's what we're going to focus on. And the major things that we're going to focus on is number one, learning your area where you live. That I think that's the number one thing is learning your area. I talk to, and I would tell you at the very beginning, I still do this. I still get in trouble for doing this. I will talk to somebody at the supermarket, at the line. I'm waiting there, and I'll ask somebody, right? If they look at me, I look at them. We get a connection. I'll ask, hey, do you own your own home? And sometimes it's a little intrusive, but I get my voice across, right? And I either give out a business card. I find out if they're homeowners. If they're not homeowners, why not? What's stopping you? And we move on from there. I literally, I could tell you that I pass out anywhere between 150 to 200 business cards per month.
So while we
So when
have our digital business card app and a perk at Epic, we should not discount the power of also having a paper business card because that's a great conversation starter. Yes?
100%, I will tell you. So I have it on my phone,
Yep.
my business card. I have it on my phone. So people either scan it or the QR code. If you're open to that, right? If they're open to, hey, let's share information because it'll register our information on there. If not, I'm like, hey, here's my business card. Please feel free to reach out to me at any given moment. And that just goes back to, right? We're putting in the work. We have to put in the work. We can't just, again, wait for the calls to get here.
So they need to focus on getting out in front of people, having conversations, and stop scrolling. Just
Stop.
stop scrolling. I love it. So you've built a business during multiple markets, right? Ups and downs of real estate, which will never stop happening. And you've also scaled. So what systems or habits did you put in place early that most agents ignore, but really should be focused on?
I think the self-discipline, right? Self-discipline of being time management. Those are and time management I still struggle with to this day, but it's something that I have to keep myself at least three-quarters of it on task, right? It's something that I want to do. I know what my goals are, and that's something that I always work on, whether it's a weekly goal, a monthly goal, a yearly long goals, long term goals. It's something that I have to be focused on. So that's what I talk to people, and I love to talk to people about their own business goals, their own personal goals, because sometimes they all come together, right? It's one in the making. You have to do one to get to the other. So I think that's probably where I start, and then from there we set up a plan on how to get to that goal. Because at the end of the day, what we have here is a numbers game. The more people we talk to, the more transactions, the more the more we win.
It's a numbers game.
Yes.
I think we should all write that down on a post-it and stick it everywhere we can see it. The fridge, the dashboard of your car, everywhere. It's just a numbers game. The more you talk, the more transactions you have. I love that, Cesar. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about confidence for a minute. You're obviously super confident. I love your confidence.
So I am pretty.
But how do you coach someone who maybe knows what to do? They've taken all the training, all the coaching, all the videos. They know what to do, but they won't execute because they second guess themselves. How do you coach them out of that?
With my own self-confidence, right? I'm a person that likes to show. So if I tell you, hey, this is how I want to be successful, I'm going to show you how to be that successful, right? That's what I try to implement on every agent that's in my zone. Let's work on this. Let's work on that. But it's not about just saying it, right? It's about doing it as well, and I'll do it along with our agents, right? I'm that person that wants to be along on the ride with you.
So, what is one thing that If you were starting over today, Caesar, brand new licensee, you just got your license. What's the first move you'd make in the first 30 days to create some momentum?
Knowing what I know now,
Yeah, knowing what you know now, if you were a brand new
uh,
licensee.
again, it would be the conversations, the real estate conversations that I have with people. I love talking real estate. I talk real estate at dinner. I talk real estate with lunch. I talk real estate if I'm on a, I'm at the movies. I really talk real estate all the time, and people know me for that. I mean, I'm a very big soccer fan. I even and I sponsor many teams. I have the Epic logo all around Reno right now. So when and most of you might not know this, I also have the power symbol tattooed on me. So people will see the power symbol, they match it up to the shirts. I'm like, you're that guy. Yes, I am. I am that guy. So let's talk real estate.
You're committed. You have the epic power symbol tattooed on your body. If that's not commitment, I don't know what is. Okay. So having the conversations when it I go back to what you said, know your market. It's easier to have the conversations if you know your market. Then you're not afraid if someone asks you, hey, how's the market right now? What are the rates right now? How long are homes sitting? If you know your business, the conversations are less scary, right?
Absolutely. And I would tell you this. So, and I might take a step back here. At the very beginning of my career, the first thing that I learned was how to run comps in my own neighborhood, how to look at properties. I mean, if I didn't have anybody to call, I was on the MLS. I was like, this house just came out. So I literally, to this day, I still look at the MLS in the morning, midday, in the afternoon, because I don't know who I'm going to talk to at lunch. I don't know who I'm going to talk to in the evening. So if I know what came out in our market at that point, somebody may ask me, what was, I'm looking for a house in South Reno. I will know the price per square foot. I may not know the exact price, but price per square foot. And I say, hey, so what size is your home? I know the price of the home. I'll give them an opinion, right? So that is the number one thing that I to this day, I tell my agents, look at the MLS every day. If you're not making calls, you're learning your market. Number one.
Thank you, Caesar. That's so powerful. People want to go out and start showing properties, but you know your market. This is your business, right? You have to treat it as a business. It's the same theme that I hear every week when I do this call. Okay, so let's say Caesar, an agent comes in, does everything their mentor tells them to do, is super focused, but in a year from now, they're still struggling. What truth do they probably need to hear that maybe they don't want to hear?
So first, I'm going to dissect what we did, right? If I'm the mentor, I'm going to dissect if something didn't work, because this formula doesn't work for everybody, right? Everybody, we have to adapt to what the agent is also doing. And that's what I love what I do when I mentor agents, because I actually follow them instead of them following me, find out what they do, and then we adjust, right? Then we critique. Maybe we're not doing enough of this. Maybe we should do more of that, because I have people that are very shy. So if we can't go out there and talk, then maybe we could go out there and text. We can, instead of being face to face, we do a call. So it all depends, right? Because I'm an all around person. I love direct mail. I'm the old school guy, right? I will direct mail. People will see my QR code. I may create one video for 5,000 postcards. I only get to make the video one time, right? So then I talk to people on the phone. So again, it just depends on who that agent is, because if you have the shy person, I'm not going to go out there and tell them, we got to talk to this person face to face, belly to belly every single day. They're just not going to do it. So what do? We put them behind a closed room or something like that, and let's just make phone calls. Let's practice at doing that. And that's what I love about our Epic benefits, right? We have so many leads that come in through in our own states. Those are practice calls. So when you actually get to talk to someone live in person or on the phone, you've already gone through that. So that's why I love our Epic benefits, and that's why I'm here. That's why I have a tattoo. That's why I'm committed, because of our Epic benefits.
So I'm just going to drop another mic, two mics now, because I've never looked at those free leads we get from Epic as a trading tool. I've
100%.
looked at it as an opportunity to get a client, But what a great, you just totally transformed my way of viewing those as practice. It's easier to practice with someone you don't know than to have a conversation face to face with your neighbor, right? Especially until you develop that skill. It's a skill developing exercise, is what it
It is
is.
an art. It is an art to
It
talk to people.
is.
Yeah. If we don't have the power of the talk, it's very hard to be in this business.
What I also took away from what you said is be authentic and true to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. If you're not a people person, if you don't have that ability to go talk to people, don't try to pretend like you are. Find a different way to do this business. Not to excuse someone from growing, right? Like we always want you to be growing, but be real first about where you are today so that you can still run your business even if you're not where you want to be,
Yes, I
right?
agree. And again, there's sometimes that you have to be real because it might not be this business for you, right? Most people think that we make a lot of money and the money just comes flows right in and my money tree is sitting right here. That's not the case. We actually have to work and we probably put more hours in than a 40-hour work week. So people when they get their license, it's very humbling at the beginning, right?
Yes, I left my 40-hour week job to have freedom and time, and I work 80 hours a week now. So, way to go, Vicky. Smart move, chick, right?
100%. I'm there.
But I love working for myself. I love being my own CEO, CFO, all the things. And what I love about this industry, Caesar, is no one is putting a cap or a limit on my success but me.
Yep.
No one's telling me my value is saying you make 25.60 an hour and you get one raise a year. And by the way, you can't take days off unless you get permission. That ain't happening. So I love this industry, but it is hard to shift if you come from a job, a job, the three-letter word, to being an entrepreneur. It's a hard shift.
Yes, it is
What
very
should they
hard.
give us a couple of tips? So, if someone's coming from a Monday through Friday job where they've had a checklist, a to-do list, they've known exactly what they had to do to get paid to this. What mindset do they need to have?
Well, and I think the mindset's already there, right? So if and I tell my agents all the time, especially the agents that are still have the W-2 jobs, they have the job. You work for someone else for 40 hours a week, even more. They tell you what to do. They tell you what time to have breakfast, lunch, dinner, what time you get to go home, what time you even have to go to the bathroom, right? So I always tell people it's like you do that so comfortably for them, but you're uncomfortable putting in time for your own business. So that's where the shift begins, right? You have to mentally prepare yourself for that shift because not only are you anybody could give you a recipe, right? Anybody could open up a McDonald's and they could give you a recipe on how to do it. If you don't put the work into the McDonald's or invite the people to come to the McDonald's, you're going to fail. It's the same thing with our business, right? I just said it's a numbers game. It's a people's game. You have to be able, number one, approachable. You have to be teachable. If you have that, the power play, the power book that you're going to be given to be able to succeed here will work because you are teachable. You are going to learn it. You're going to accept it. You're going to take it in and you're going to, soak all that information and then step by step. You can't just rush into this and say, I'm going to close 25 transactions, in 6 months. It's just not going to happen. Right. Even if you buy leads and I know agents buy leads all the time and that's still difficult because if you, and again, I go back to now the benefits that we have here at Epic. We have transaction coordinators, which will help. We have all that stuff. So it makes it a lot easier for us to be able to succeed here at Epic if you have those tools. But again, it starts somewhere. We gotta crawl before we walk at the end of the day.
Yes, exactly. Okay, couple more questions, then we're going to open it up to some Q&A. This has been really good stuff. So I just want to switch to you a little personally right now and ask you, who do you learn from? Who's your mentor? Who inspires you?
So I have many, right? So and I'm going to go personally. Growing up, I had four fathers. And what I mean by that is I had my personal, my dad. At that time, I had my father-in-law, which is the man that taught me how to work. I had to work at a very young age. I think I started working at 15 years old, so that's what I had to do. Then when I got into the business, I had a man that taught me sales. Then there was the other gentleman in the same office that said, "Hey, you got to keep going to school." So we went to business management classes. We went to all kinds of classes, going to the junior college here, and you put all those together, and now you form this into what I am today. Those were my personal, and when it comes down to my business, as I mentioned, I have my mentor, my first broker here with me. I also listen to Rene Rodriguez, and I read it. I read his books. I've read many books. I think my favorite book of all time is going to be The Millionaire Next Door. That completely changed my life in real estate.
The Millionaire Next Door.
Yes.
I don't think I've read that one.
Yes, that's an unbelievable book because and so many things, right? It teaches you who's who, right? Many people may have this look about them, and I always compare a doctor to a mechanic, right? And they may have the luxury life as being the doctor, but if you make $1 million and you're spending 1,050,000, guess what? You're not rich at all as you seem to be, right? But then you have the mechanic that has his own shop, has his used car, 7 years old, 5 years old, whatever you want it, and he makes the money, he stores it away. Who's who's wealthier, right? The doctor that spends all of his money, or the guy that is able to put money away because he lives below his means?
Great. I need to read that book. I
And don't get me
putting it
wrong,
on
I
my
spend money
Amazon
like crazy.
list.
Yeah, I spend money like crazy when I can, when we have to. I love to do that, right? I love to spoil people, but I also know that I have to live below my means, and I have to be able to make that back at some point. And the last book I
Absolutely.
will say, the one of my favorite books that I have is Amplify Your Influence by Rene Rodriguez. That in 2023, coming into Epic, changed my outlook and everything. It was unbelievable because I've never, and I think we talked about this, Vicky. I've never been a person to travel. I don't even like
Yep.
getting on a plane. I don't like any of that stuff. 2025, I went to, I think, 6 or 7 different locations across the country, and I never thought about it. But in 2019, I actually put all this on paper that this was what I was going to do. It was in my goals that I was going to do at some point, and I didn't even realize until I read it that I actually did it last year. And I went, like I said, to 6 or 7 different locations.
You manifested that, Caesar.
100%. 100%.
Manifestation is real, you guys. If you believe it, it'll happen. So tell me the
Uh,
name of that book again, Amplify Your Influence.
Amplify your influence. Yes.
Okay.
Renee Rodriguez.
Okay. So I hope you guys are writing that down and listen, it these calls are designed to help you, the agent. They're not designed to help me or Caesar, even though we both get a lot out of it, and I do definitely. But they're for you. So I hope you're taking these nuggets and you're going to use them wisely. Okay, last question. You've reached a pretty high level in this industry. People can look at you and see your growth and your accomplishments. You're amazing. You're a power agent. You run a team. You're a state broker. You've built an incredible business. But this call is called Let's Level Up. So I got to know, Caesar, what's your level up move look like for 2026 and beyond? And
So,
what are you going to do to get there?
okay. Pretty great question. Thank you very much. I didn't think that I was going to share what I wanted to do just yet, but the folks that are on here will be the first to know. I actually want to grow our team to a national team. So I want to go national. I think that's my next move is, growing out there and with Epic. I think Epic is, again, I if I can't say it enough, I will always keep saying it, right? Epic is where I want to be. Epic is where my team wants to be. Epic is the place. I've gotten so much from Epic that I now want to go national and show and share what Epic is all about and how I could help other agents as well.
Thank you, Caesar. And I don't know if you can hear that or not, but I think they're doing construction work in my hotel right now. So I'm sorry if you guys can hear any background noise. No, I hear a drill. Okay. So thank you so much. I have huge mad respect for you, even more after getting to know you this week during our call leading up to this call. I love learning from other brokers and other leaders at Epic and just, everyone, truthfully, but it's inspirational. So thank you for bringing that to the table today. let's open it up. Does anyone have a question for Caesar? Want to dive a little deeper? Maybe you got an aha moment out of this call today that you want to comment on? Just come off mute.
I would like to be more like Caesar.
Who's who
Him and I
said
have been in
that?
that business the same amount of time, but his business runs circles around mine. Um, and I've gotten in my own way a lot, and the lack of confidence at times and trying to do everything myself. He has made me realize that I need to step up my game and be more business-like, because I'm more the rah-rah, let's go, let's get everybody together, everybody wins. I kind of been that coach type in the background while I'm doing my own real estate and running a brokerage, but he is all business compared to me. So I really feel like him and I balance each other out a lot, but I honestly would not want to be in this without him, because I
Oh,
really look up to him, and not quite worshiping the ground you walk on yet. You never know. Anyway, I'm just saying he's just incredible leader, an incredible guy, dad, all of it. And I feel so grateful to be working with him for Nevada. And I'm on the same page. Let's go. Let's make this big. I got an agent in Idaho coming on today, and I'm super excited about that. Somebody I've known for years. And, Caesar's really helped me to just realize that just, keep going, keep trying, keep doing, keep being, and it's all going to come together. And I'm super excited because I've never been in a company like this. So I can't say enough good about him.
thank
Thank you,
you. Thank you so much.
Leslie.
Unbelievable. Thank you.
Yeah,
That
well, and I
is
mean that. I'm not just saying
beautiful.
that so
No,
to give
it's
him a big head.
sincere.
He really deserves that kind of rah-rah. And I want to make sure that everybody here in Las Vegas knows that. So when he comes to town, he's treated like royalty because
She
he's the
does.
man.
She
And
up
we
in a
need to make
limo,
sure we need to make
Caesar.
sure
limo and everything. Yeah, that's
he
unbelievable.
knows
Yes.
that we value him, and we're
Thank
not just going to waste his time, or we're not screwing around. We are in it to win it. And yeah,
Thank
so
You're
you,
making me
Leslie,
blush.
for sharing
You're making
that.
me
yeah,
blush.
Wow.
that's
Thank
my
you.
2 cents. Anyway, sorry, I go on and on.
I love it. I love
Thank you.
it. That is very touching and speaks a lot about your leadership, Caesar.
uh, Thank you. Yeah,
And Leslie, it speaks a lot about your leadership as well, right? When leaders can recognize that we need each other
yeah,
to be our best version of ourselves, it's magical. We don't have a lot of ego in this company, and I'm so grateful for that. We really don't. All
yeah,
right,
me
100%.
too.
who else wants to talk or share or ask a question?
I have one.
Hey, Erica.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you today?
Very well, thank you. Caesar, I want to know what's one tool or resource that you have used that may be available through Epic, but just is available to agents, period, that you think is underutilized by other agents, but actually make a big difference in business, in the real estate business.
A powerful CRM.
A powerful Caesar.
Yeah, and I would say that the CRM that we have, which is Lofty, and it's the AI version of it. Before coming to Epic, I had a CRM, and it didn't have an AI version of it. And when I got here, and mind you, Josh, when I first met with Josh, he gave me access. I signed up, and he says, please try everything out, work everything, and you let me know if you could break anything, right? Because I was like, this is too good to be true. These tools, there's no way. I imported about 150 agents into Lofty, and I turned on the AI. And I tell you, I tell everyone the story because that is, I believe, the most unutilized tool that we have. Because the moment that I turned on the AI went to work. It started reaching out to every single one of my clients. It sends them messages and it starts interacting. So my last three closings in 2023 came from my AI that started working in September. And I will tell you that it's so real and Josh is unbelievable. He's the biggest brain I've ever met in my life, and probably one of the most humble persons I've ever met also. So the technology that he wants to provide for all of his agents is above anything else. And so the AI created and I already had the relationships, but they created these transactions for me just by reaching out. I literally had one of my clients, after we got into contract, she came into my office wanting to meet Eric, my assistant, which was my AI.
That's hilarious.
It's unbelievable. She was actually very upset because when I turned, and I have 3 monitors. Been the people that know, so I turned the monitor over and I was like, "Hey, here's Eric," and she was like, "You're kidding me." So nice to me. He was so this would send me a message in the morning saying good morning, and I was like, so I was like, oh, Josh, what did you do to me, right? So I actually went back in. Yes, it says good morning. Here's your daily report.
That's
Um,
hilarious.
yeah, so I've showed everyone, right? Anybody that comes in my office, I tell them this is why we should use the AI tools that we have, because guys, we're the reason why all these 94 benefits we have is so we could have our free time to work, to actually work our business. So once we get a client, we put into our CRM system. If most clients are not going to buy the very first day you meet them. So what do? You put them in there. You start creating that rapport, that relationship, and let the AI do its work. Once the client is ready, it'll type something in. The AI will send us an email. I receive messages at 12:30 a.m., 1 o'clock in the morning, says, "Hey, this person's ready to look at houses." I'm like, wow, I got the email right now. So 7 a.m., 8 a.m., guess what I'm doing? Now I'm calling them. They're ready for my phone call. So I would say that's our most unutilized tool that we have here at Epic.
And even outside of Epic, it's, to her point, like even outside of Epic, what's the most underutilized tool? And it is a CRM. And I will tell you, I'm just going to piggyback on that, Caesar, that I think a lot of agents look at a CRM as this scary, big thing that they don't want to take the time to learn and master, or they look at it as a simple database. And it's not a simple database. It is the letters themselves, the acronym has the words relationship manager in it. It manages your relationship. It can truly transform your business if you give it the attention it deserves and don't assume you don't need it or that it won't help you. Right?
Yes. And I want to show everyone something right now. So this is how old school I am, right? So I love our CRM, but as you can see, I also
Yes.
have everything written down.
Yes.
You can see I color everything like closed transactions is green, yellow, people that I'm talking to, red are the people that actually told me to, jump off a bridge. But that's how I do. And once I get to the stage of, hey, we're in talks, let's sit down and talk about our buyer's broker agreement, then it goes into the CRM, right? That's what I love to do. And again, once I get someone here in my office, I feel pretty confident because again, I'm pretty confident what I do. I'm pretty confident we're gonna move on. We're gonna close on the transaction.
I love it. Great question. For Caesar. Anyone else have anything? We've got about 8 minutes left. I try to keep this at 45 minutes so that everybody can get on and do some work. But does anyone have anything else they would like to share or ask? Just come off mute. We're all friends. All right, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
The person that inspires you, is it Renee Rodriguez?
Rodriguez. Yes.
Renee Rodriguez.
Just like Sam.
Just like Sam, but it's Renee. Okay. What is one of the most powerful things that you've learned from him?
How not to take things personal. Business is business, and there's times that you can't work with everyone. And I hate to even use the word fire, but I've had to let go of a few clients, friends of mine that I've had to let go because we weren't compatible. And I blame myself. It's like I could have done this or I could have done that, but sometimes I just can't take things personal. So a lot of you, I mean, realtors are, if you guys don't know this already, we're like the Dr. Phils of real estate, right? We have to deal with everyone's emotion. Sometimes they're happy, sometimes they're upset. They didn't get the house, we got over it, whatever the case. But we have to be able to manage that with our clients and when we go home. So I would say I think that's probably my biggest thing is being able to keep the emotions in control and not being so that guy doesn't like me. Leslie talked about it, our confidence, if this person doesn't like me, but we have to be who we are. We can only do what we can do. And that's it, right? We can only offer our services and want to help people. Sometimes people just don't want to be helped in the way that we want to help them.
That's great feedback. Absolutely. All right. Becky?
I got a question
Hey, Becky.
for Caesar. Thank you for your time, Caesar. This has
Oh,
been
you're welcome.
very awesome as usual. So I know you have a team in Nevada and you want to go national. I've had teams in a couple, 3 states, just to age it here or there. But is there any balance or like percentage of agents that you feel works better as far as in your state and then going out, national across the US and global, of course?
Um, I'll answer it this way. I feel like when you meet the right person out of state or even, somewhere in your state, I think that's when I felt that I had to, that I was going to grow again. You find other leaders in different markets that want to come on board, and I'm just like, hey, let's do this. I have an opportunity. They have an opportunity. If two heads could come together, I think that's the best thing, right? Because now you have two people that are wanting to look for the same thing, and maybe there's something that I could offer that the other leader can't offer, or vice versa, right? So I think that's not just the number of agents. I think it just has to feel right with the person that you're talking to.
And thank you for that.
Welcome.
So to go deeper on that, when you decide to start a team outside of your local market, the thought comes when you identify the team leader who's going to help you with that and that grow that team and grow that market, and you have this alignment, right? This common alignment with that person, and then they pretty much run the agents in that market on your behalf for your team, so you're not spreading yourself too thin.
That's why
Okay,
it has to be the right person.
so
It
you,
has to be the right person. And you're this is a co-partnership. That's not like it's only my team. It's actually the other person's team as well, because we're responsible for what's going to happen with those agents, we have to be on the same page. We have to have the same goals. I want everyone to be successful, and but again, I think we had this conversation. I can't want the success more than you do.
that's
So
right.
sometimes it doesn't work, right? So, but when I find a partner, um, it's just it's that feeling, right? It's that feeling that that you're going to be able to do something big. Then I like to take the time to be able to say, this is what I do. How can we implement this to your knowledge, to your game, and now reproduce that to other agents?
So that was great advice, honestly, right, Becky? Because I think some people want to start expansion, but they feel like, how can I? I'm not there. So identify the person that's there to help you first.
Yeah, and I think he hit the nail on the head as we say. I'm old school too. That, find that leader, find that special person that's gonna, you know, oversee and bring your strength in an area that you're not in or a state that you're not in, and take some of that pressure and responsibility off of you instead of trying to do it all. I miss do it all, and this year that's going to change.
Yes.
I've been that as well, right? I've always wanted to do everything. I want to do everything myself. I
Yeah.
think as leaders, we always want to do that.
Yeah.
But also recognizing that you can delegate some of that stuff, and there's other people around you that want to help. That's probably the biggest strength and weakness that we can have as leaders.
Right. And don't be afraid. I feel sometimes people are afraid that to let go, because then that person's going to learn too much from you and then leave you. But I'm all for helping people grow as well. And therefore, if they're only with you for a certain amount of time and then they move on, that's okay, because now you have a whole group of agents and people that you've helped, and they're all going to be at different stages and levels. And
And that's
giving somebody an opportunity to be a team lead, on your national team, I think is amazing. It's a great opportunity to whoever's in that spot.
Yes, thank you. And I really encourage that, right? I think we talked about it,
Yeah.
Vicky and I. We talked about graduating from the team, right? I love to see that. It's
Right.
just like
Good.
my broker gave me when I was very young in the game, right? He said, "Yeah, let's get you your broker's license. Let's do this." And look what happened. Now he came over with me. He's a huge part of what I do. He's a huge part of who I delegate to. So I think that's a great thing. So I would love to see even team members that I have here. Hey, let's get you graduated. Now you're a solo agent. What if you want to start your own team? Guess what? Now you're duplicating yourself onto others. And if they could do that too, we're going to have a whole bunch of people that are very focused, very successful all across wherever we are, right? So I think that's the best thing. So yes, thank you. Thank you for that. That was a great question.
That's a good question. But you've also run such a successful team that you have OGs on your team that have been with you since day one. What's the longest running team member you have?
15 years.
15 years. If that's not a testament to an amazing leader, to have someone stick with you and be on your team for that long, either that or they're just a slacker. They just don't want to do anything but just live in your shadow. I'm totally teasing. I know that's not the case. I know you would not have a slacker on your team anyhow. But that's really a testament to you. So teams absolutely are a way to get in and learn and grow and spread your wings and fly. But sometimes they're a place to really lead in, plant, and stick around because it's working and it's magic and it's collaboration at its finest. So,
Yes, it's a great synergy for sure.
yeah, synergy, that's the word. All right. It is 12:45 Central, so we're at our time limit, but Ruth, welcome to the call. Ruth was on my interview a couple months ago. I'm glad to see you. Hi, friend, power agent from Florida. Does anybody have a final thought, or Cesar, do you have a final thought?
I do. If anybody else doesn't, I will close it out as well. I love to do that. Vicky and I talked about this as well. As like we have 94 benefits here at Epic Realty. And again, if I can't say it enough, I love Epic Realty. Right? This is what I do. This is who I am. This is who I'm always going to be. But within our benefits, we all don't use 94 benefits. I love to show people, and again, I open this up to everyone. If you guys ever have trouble or anybody needs any trouble, please reach out to me. Um, but we don't all use all 94 benefits, but choose the benefits that makes you stronger. Choose the benefits that's going to make your career take it to a different level. Because we do have the tools for those reasons. Our leaders have done that. Our ownership have done the work for us. They've implemented the benefits for us to be able to use. Let's use them. Let's abuse them. Let's break them. Maybe try to break them, right? I mean, Josh, when he first told me that, he said, "Do what you can. Break it if you can." I'm almost 3 years in. I haven't been able to break anything, but I know how to use the benefits. The when it comes down to, I've never been a content creator, and I share this with everyone. But I'm a phenomenal copy and paster because we have our account, right?
Yep.
And I love that because other people have such great ideas, and I love to share it on, and I always use the East Coast side, right? And I copy and I paste it onto the West Coast, and I love it. I mean, I love to be able to copy and paste other people's ideas because there's such talented people here at Epic. Why not reach out to them? Why not reach them? Collaboration is number one thing that we love to do here at Epic Realty. So again, I tell everyone, if anybody needs any help, any advice, we want to talk on the phone, please reach out to me. I'm always available.
Cesar Tobar, Nevada State Broker. While you were talking, I just had this image in my head, Cesar. So Katie Kingsley, who's our national broker, she speaks with images. And I am trying to learn how to do that so that it will stick with me more when I hear things. What you just said made me think of going into a fine dining restaurant that has this luxury menu with all these great items to choose from. And I say, I think I'll go to Burger King. Right? We have agents that have all this menu of benefits and tools, but they're looking outside of Epic for their next lead gen platform or their next this or their next shiny object. We've got the shiny objects right in front of you. Just go use them. Don't it's right here. So
Take them
thank
off
you for saying that. Yeah,
You're welcome.
take what you
You're welcome.
want. It's a menu. Select. You don't go into a restaurant and order everything on the menu, right? You don't do
Right.
the same thing at Epic. You go in, you look at the menu, you pick what you want, you work it, abuse it, use it, abuse it. So thank you, Caesar. What a great call today. I'm so grateful for you. For everyone else on this call, please put this on your calendar for Fridays. Invite people. I learn something new every single week. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to do this and to get to know my fellow Epic agents better. So every Friday, let's level up, 12 Central, this link. Thank you all for being here today.
Thank you so much. I hope to see
Have
everyone
a
at
great
shareholders.
weekend.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you, Cesar.
Bye.
Thank you.